Hey everyone, welcome back to Wealth Unlocked. Today we're talking about something that makes a lot of people nervous but shouldn't: negotiating a raise. Whether you're feeling underpaid, you've taken on more responsibility, or you've just been at your job for a while, asking for more money is a completely normal part of your career. And here's the thing: most awkwardness around this conversation comes from your own mindset, not from your employer. Let me start by reframing how you think about this. Negotiating a raise isn't asking for a favor. It's not begging for money. It's a business conversation. Your employer hired you to do a job and generate value for the company. If you're doing that job well, or if the market rate for your position has increased, then discussing compensation is just part of normal business. Companies negotiate with vendors, contractors, and clients all the time. This is no different. So how do you actually do this without feeling awkward? First, you need to prepare. Don't just walk into your manager's office and hope for the best. That's a recipe for nervousness and poor results. Instead, spend time researching what your position actually pays in your market. Look at websites like Glassdoor, PayScale, LinkedIn, Salary, and Indeed. See what people in similar roles with similar experience in your geographic area are making. The hierarchy. This gives you solid data to back up your request. It's not about emotion, it's about facts. Next, document your contributions. Make a list of the projects you've led, the problems you've solved, the money you've saved the company, or the revenue you've helped generate. Include any new responsibilities you've taken on. Include any skills you've developed. Make this list specific and quantifiable. Don't just say you work hard. Say you increased sales by 15%, or you reduced processing time by 20%, or you brought in 3 major clients. Numbers matter because they remove the personal feeling from the conversation. Now think about timing. Don't ask for a raise when the company is struggling or when your manager is clearly stressed. The best times are usually after you've completed a major project, during performance review season, or after you've been in your role for at least a year or 18 months. Also consider your company's financial calendar. If you know they're doing well, that's a better time to ask. And schedule the conversation. Don't ambush your manager. Send an email saying something like, "I'd like to discuss my compensation. Do you have 15 minutes next Thursday?" This gives them time to prepare too, and it shows you're professional and organized. When you're in the room, remember this: your nervousness is normal, but it doesn't have to show. Practice what you're going to say beforehand. Not so much that you sound robotic, but enough that you feel confident. Start the conversation by expressing that you enjoy your role and the company. Then transition into your ask. You might say something like, "Over the past year and a half, I've taken on significantly more responsibility. I've led 3 major projects that generated combined revenue of $200,000. I've also developed new skills in data analysis that have improved our team's efficiency. Based on my research of the market rate for this position in our area and my contributions to the company, I'd like to request an increase to $55,000 annually." Notice what's happening here. You're being specific. You're referencing data and results. You're grounding your ask in facts, not emotions. This is what removes the awkwardness. You're not saying, "I think I deserve more money." You're saying, "Here's what I've accomplished, and here's what the market says this is worth." Your manager might say yes right away. Great. They might ask for time to think about it or check with HR. That's fine too. They might offer a smaller increase than you requested. You can accept it, or you can counter. You might say, "I appreciate the offer, but based on my research and contributions, I was hoping for 55,000. Is there room to move closer to that number?" Or they might say no. If they say no, ask why. Is it a budget issue? Is there something about your performance they want to see improve? If it's a budget issue, you could ask when revisiting the conversation might be possible, or ask what else you could do to earn the increase. The key point here is that none of these responses require you to feel awkward. If they say no, you're not failing. You're gathering information. You're learning what you need to do next. You can always ask again in 6 months or a year. And if they keep saying no, that's information too. It might mean you need to look for opportunities elsewhere. Here's something else that helps with the awkwardness. Remember that your manager expects these conversations. They understand that talented people want to be compensated fairly. They've probably had these conversations themselves. They're not going to think less of you for asking. In fact, many managers respect employees who advocate for themselves professionally. It shows confidence and self-awareness. Another thing that helps is to focus on your value, not your needs. Don't say, "I need more money because my rent went up." Your personal expenses aren't the company's problem. But your contributions? Those absolutely are the company's business. Focus on what you bring to the table. The value you create justifies the compensation. Also, be prepared to hear the word no. I know that sounds scary, but honestly, it's liberating. If you go in knowing that no is a possibility and that you'll survive it, you immediately feel less awkward. You're not desperate. You're having a professional conversation with a reasonable ask. If they say no, you'll figure out your next move. Maybe that's asking again later. Maybe it's looking for a new job, but you'll be fine. One more thing, don't compare yourself to coworkers. Don't say, "Well, John makes $55,000 and I do the same work." That creates drama and puts your manager in an awkward position. Instead, focus on market data and your own contributions. Market data is objective. Your opinion that you're as good as John is subjective. Let's talk about what not to do. Don't apologize for asking. Don't say things like, "I'm sorry to bring this up, but I was wondering if maybe you might possibly consider giving me a tiny raise." That undermines your entire position. You've done good work. You deserve market rate. Act like it. Also, don't threaten to leave unless you actually mean it and you're prepared to do it. Empty threats are transparent and they damage your credibility. And here's a pro tip. Get comfortable with silence. After you make your ask, stop talking. Let your manager respond. Don't fill the silence by backtracking or adding caveats. Just sit there. It feels uncomfortable, I know, but silence is part of negotiation. If you keep talking, you're just giving yourself away. So to summarize, prepare with research, document your contributions with specific numbers, schedule the conversation, practice what you'll say, ground your ask in facts and data. Focus on your value to the company. Be prepared for any answer. Don't apologize, don't threaten, and be comfortable with silence. The awkwardness you feel is almost always worse in your head than in reality. Once you step into that conversation with confidence and data, it becomes just another business discussion. And remember, the worst case scenario isn't that bad. They say no, and life goes on. The worst case scenario is definitely better than never asking at all and silently resenting your job. You've got this. Thanks for watching Wealth Unlocked, and I'll see you in the next video.